I have about 2 weeks of ride sharing under my belt, and I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about it. I've learned a lot about how to do it, how not to do it. Um, and I've come to some conclusions, which I'm going to share with you now. Let's start with the pros and cons. The pros of doing the ride share is the flexibility. There really isn't a whole lot of jobs that have more flexibility than ride share. It just really blows everything out of the way there, you know. And also the availability. You could be turned down for a lot of jobs, and as long as your car meets the specs and you're not, a killer or on that sort of thing, you can pretty much ride share. So the flexibility and the availability are the pros. The cons outweigh the pros. It's very low pay. After all the expenses are paid and you figure all that out, what it costs you to run the car, depreciation, mileage, all that, it comes out to about minimum wage, which in California here is $16.25. We have a high minimum wage, so in other states that might be actually attractive as opposed to maybe $8 an hour minimum wage. But here in California, it's pretty low. The depreciation on your car, I've heard somebody say that you're basically using your car as an ATM, and that's pretty much true, because you're just destroying your car for all the mileage and everything to get money back, which you think is all yours, but it's really not, because there's expenses to be paid on down the road if you haven't paid them. Maintenance, cleaning costs, you got to clean your car more often. Probably need back surgery eventually. I've heard of guys getting blood clots in their knees from driving too much. It's pretty scary. So who's this for? Well, this is what I think. People who have other passive income, like Social Security or disability. If you have something like that going for you and you just need a little extra, kind of like me, where I need another extra $80 a day to be able to pay my bills and have a little extra to spend, it can fit that bill, because you can make that 80 when you wanna, how you wanna. Maybe you don't work one day and you do 160 the next day. I don't know, but it works for that. People who have a side gig that doesn't pay enough. So if you got a regular job or whatever and you need more money because you want to buy a motorcycle or whatever, hey, whatever. If you can't get that work through, that extra pay through your work, through overtime or whatever, this would definitely be getting a second job, I think. People don't have to pay for their car. I'm sure they're out there. I'm sure that somebody somewhere has a dad that says, get a job. Oh, I'll drive Uber, Dad. Whatever. I don't know. I think there's an age restriction. But if you didn't have to pay for your car, somehow you got around that fact, Uber'd be a lot better. People in between jobs, kind of like me. I came from Michigan, ended up here in California. I've been interviewing and I've been searching the job posts network and all that, and it's going to take time. I just can't get it done right this second. So in the meantime, rather than sitting around doing nothing, at least I'm making the $80 a day. Also, the last one is a lot of the guys who post, oh my God, I made $360 in one day. I made $400 in one day. Well, let me tell you something. Those guys are freaking maniacs, because what they're doing is they're getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. They're in their car by 5. They're driving someone by 6, and they'll probably do it until who knows what time at night. Go home, get maybe 6-8 hours of sleep, and do it again, and then hit the bar crowd on the weekends and drive. And I just don't understand how anybody could do that. So, they're looking at it from a completely different angle. It's not me. I can't go about doing things that way. So I'm basically in the first category that I have here. Well, I'm in a few categories here. People who have other income. And I'm also working on you know, in my free time, I work on other things like getting my pilot's license for 107 and becoming a bike mechanic, certified bike mechanic, things like that. But I can't do those things right away either. I'm enrolled in schools, and I'm at the mercy of when the classes are and all that. So in the meantime, this is kind of here. It's rideshare is here for when you're kind of down and you need something and you can't really find anything else. So I think that's pretty much it. And as a career, I could not see this as a career. Anybody that's making this as a career, even the people who did make it as a career, have moved on to content creation. They're the guys that are on YouTube telling you how to be Superman in the rideshare business, but they're not Superman in the rideshare business. They're Superman in the content creation business. So yeah, if you could maybe work your way into content creation out of this gig, then that'd be great. That could be a career, but Uber itself, no, not a career. All right, thanks. Probably won't post about this anymore. I think I've said enough.